Bill? Got one thumbs up. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Kilo Delta 8 Lima Hotel Radio, Pota Boy. Sorry I haven't been in the parks lately, but a part for my car to get fixed. Should be here today. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it fixed by the end of the weekend. As you see, there's two of us in here. My little friend there, right there to my side. That is Alex. Kilo 7 whiskey. I'm going to ask him a few questions. He's kind of new into the parks on the air, and he's been hunting for a little bit, but he's only got one activation.
One.
I think it is just
Yeah,
one.
just
Right.
one.
So we're going to ask him some questions, and if anybody else would like to ask any questions, feel free to ask him or myself. I got Bill in here; he's moderating, and if it shows I'm live for 1 minute and 6 seconds. There you go. Bill had a little confusion there. We got Bill in here as a moderator. He's going to be paying attention to some questions. If we miss any questions, I got him in this ear. So we'll be able to try to keep up with the text for whoever comes in. And right now we got Bill in here. So let's get on with it. Welcome to the Pota Boy Show. Normally I'm in the park, but as you know, my car's broke down and I haven't been able to get out in the Potomobile and do any activations. Been doing some hunting though. Alex. I personally have been operator into the hobby since I was into radio since I was like 3 years old. My dad had a CB. I started out on 11 meters and I graduated eventually to technician class. Got my license in 2009 originally, and so I've been a ham for God that long, anyways. Pota Boy. So we're trying to get you up and running for parks on the air so that you can go and do some parks up in your area.
Yeah.
You've got an antenna coming. Should
Yep.
be here tomorrow, correct?
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm really excited about it too. Yeah.
And which antenna is it?
I don't know. Which antenna is it, Pota Boy? I can't remember what the heck the name is.
OPEC 600.
OPEC, that's right. Yeah. I remembered 600, but I couldn't remember the name of the brand. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
pretty
OPEC
excited about it.
600.
I have an antenna already. I've got another antenna, but it's not real conducive to my parks on the air. So, and I've already proven that one with my last activation when I broke it. So,
Yeah, but it's normally windy up there, so
it is.
that played a part in that antenna, and that's what was that? That was a dial antenna with the two telescoping uh, telescoping antennas.
It's like a V dipole, basically, is what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Okay. What got you into hunting parks on the air? I know you hunt a lot.
A lot. Um, it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy hunting parks on the air. It's just a good time, reaching out and seeing which different parks I can get and how far I can get, and making those contacts, of course, is the most fun. Um, so yeah, it's just fun to challenge myself and see what all I can do with the parks on the air, and that's the biggest thing, I think, is making those contacts with other people, um, and then seeing what awards I can get in the Parks on the Air platform. Um, I think that's the biggest thing right there.
Is the awards
No, it's
or
the
challenge?
contacts. Yeah, the challenge in the contacts.
And
It's
you're like me, so you're like me. I'm a QRP guy. Usually when I go to the park, I'm running 50
Yep.
watts or less. 50 watts is when I'm not really getting out too great. And you're running I run a 891 and I run it at 50 watts and I use ham sticks. I do have the X10, which is a dipole antenna, and I use that in the summertime. Up here, it's cold, it's like really cold. So I just sit in the car with my ham sticks. I love doing it. I got a specific spot. Uh, Now the 891, as everybody knows, anybody that knows anything about the 891, that is the POTA machine, in my opinion. That is the best radio for parks on the air. But another good radio is the one that you use. I had the opportunity to own one, use one, operate one for a little while, and that is the Zygu G90, correct?
Yeah, that's what I have is the G90. It's a 20 pump chump, and it's max 20 watts, and it's a great radio. Though the quality, sound quality out of it, coming out of it is fantastic. And again, it's only 20 watts, but that 20 watts will do you really good. Um, but it's a fantastic radio. Now, I am currently running it as a base station too. So that's my only radio. Now that's about to change tomorrow. And but
Congratulations.
thank you. But that'll become my POTA radio, the G90 will, strictly for my POTA activations. But yeah, it's been a good radio, and that's what I used for my activation last time was the G90.
All right. That's they are good radios. I did, like I said, I just had one. I ended up hooking a friend up with it, and he wanted something that he could use because he uses his 891 in the house, and he wanted something that he can go out to the park and set up with, so that he didn't have to take his, you know, 891 out of the house. So I hooked him up with the G90, gave him a heck of a deal on the whole G90 kit, everything you can get minus the amplifier for the G90 he got for a really good price. Um, Now your first activation when you went out to the park, it was pretty windy. Uh, it did take down your antenna and take out your antenna, and that was probably a
Yep.
big discouragement. But you did end up getting the activation, doing the activation, correct?
No, no,
Oh, you didn't?
no. My first activation when it took out my antenna, I set up everything. I was ready to go. I was just keying up to call CQ, and my antenna was taken out. So
Ah,
I literally had mic in hand, was getting ready to push the button to call CQ to clear the channel, to make sure the channel was clear, and there went my antenna. And when it hit the ground, it snapped one of my whips. So it that was it. That was it. There was nothing I could do then. So my first activation was a bust.
okay, okay. But don't you have one activation under your
Uh huh.
belt already? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I
and
do. So I got a new whip, and then I went out and was able to activate here locally, one of our parks locally. So
which park was that? That was the mansion, wasn't it? The governor's
yeah,
mansion.
historic governor's mansion. Yeah.
Okay, but is what what uh what got you hooked on wanting to actually get out and do ham radio, like get on the air and get into the hobby altogether, just in general?
So I started when I was young. I did CB radio, but I wasn't huge into it. Like I wasn't. I did do CB radio, but I wasn't. I didn't spend a lot of time studying antenna theory and things like that. I just played around more. with CB radio with friends. Then I kind of got out of that, and there was a long lapse of time and then I came back into ham radio just recently, as you know. And it was just a matter of wanting to make connections, man, to reach out and make contacts, and DX was a big thing. I wanted to do DX. I wanted to make contacts around the world, and which I have with the G90 20 watts.
20 watts.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and but that was the big thing. I wanted a new hobby. I'm retired, so I don't do a whole lot, and I wanted a new hobby that I could partake in that would challenge me a little bit, challenge my mind, and give me something to do, and that I would find interesting and fun. And so that's kind of what brought me into the ham realm.
Okay. So, like, you experimented with GMRS as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the beginning, was GMRS, but the GMRS was more because we do a lot of off-roading in our Jeeps,
Right.
and that's how we communicate is through GMRS.
That's got to be fun too. I know I used to do some off roading when I was younger. I
Mhm.
had a Toyota Tacoma, and
Sure.
I tore that thing up. I literally,
Blast.
it is, it's a blast. I literally sunk that thing in the river, and nobody, luckily, nobody was in it. Nobody got hurt, but I was set on this piece of shale, a ledge in the side of the river, and we jumped out to do a few adult beverages, and we heard like a cracking noise, and we weren't sure what it was. And next thing we know, we see two of the vehicles that were parked on that ledge just into the water. So that was crazy, and mine ended up going the deepest part. Of course, guess there was a little too much weight on that part of the bank there. Uh, but then the GMRS led you into amateur radio, and uh, when
Yeah.
was the first time that you decided to, you know, here's a better question. What was your longest contact, your furthest contact, and your most memorable?
My farthest contact would have to be, let's see here. So my farthest contact would be southwestern Australia,
It's a long ways.
which is about 8,400 miles from me. That would be my farthest contact I've had. And honestly, I don't know if there is much farther from me that I can get. Um, there probably is, but I don't know what that would be. But that's my farthest phone contact that I've had, and that was phone. I don't do a lot of digital. I mostly do phone. Um, but yeah, that would be my farthest contact.
Okay. And so that just to clarify it up there, he said that that was his furthest phone contact. Now, what he means by phone is sideband, SSB. Now, there are other methods and ways of doing amateur radio digitally with FT4, FT8, and different types of communication. One of them, both of our friends, Drew, November 2, Alpha Kilo Juliet, he does CW, and that is another way of getting into parks on the air as well. He does it at the park. He activates the park. Have you ever had any like desire or any ambition to try Morse code CW?
Excuse me. That's a good question. No, but I'm finding that beginning to change ever so gradually as I know Drew more and more. But at this time, no, I'm not. I'm not wanting to participate in CW right now. In the future, I think that may change. That may change in the future. But right now, I'm not ready for CW yet.
Okay. Okay. Here's another question for you. You mentioned earlier that getting you're going to upgrade your equipment. What radio did you go with? What radio did you choose?
DX90.
DX90.
DX10. I'm sorry. I'm thinking D90. DX the DX10 Zygu or Yaesu. My gosh, Yaesu DX10.
That's funny. You just
I'm
combine them
getting
both
both
together.
radios all combined. Yeah, yeah. This is a new radio I've designed. No, the Yaesu DX10, and I'm really excited about it. It comes tomorrow, man. With my new antenna, actually, it all comes tomorrow. So should be
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
The OPEC 600.
The
Um,
OPEC.
hey, November 2 Alpha Kilo Juliet. He has a live stream too. How did you and I meet? How did we meet? Let's go there.
So you and I met at the Titty Club. Just kidding. You and I. So when you and I met, basically, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. YouTube, don't ban us. Don't ban us, YouTube.
Oh, God. Oh, there's a reason why I call this guy my brother.
This is
That
live too.
probably
It can't be edited out, can it?
no.
Okay, I'll behave myself, man. I'll behave myself. So you and I met through KB, actually, through Kilo 5 Kilo Alpha Bravo, and we met through his Discord, man. So he's KB's awesome. If nobody knows KB, he's Kilo 5 Kilo Alpha Bravo. He's got an online YouTube channel as well.
Right there.
He's got he does a show every Monday and Wednesday evening around 6 p.m. Central Time, and he is great. And he's got a Discord group. And I was on one night, thumbing the dial, and found KB and made contact with him, and he turned me on to his YouTube channel, which in turn turned me on to his Discord. And in the Discord group is where Sonny and I met, along with many other wonderful individuals like Bill here, who's moderating this forum and things like that. So yeah, that's how we first met, and that's been months and months ago, man.
Yeah, a few months. I've enjoyed every
Yeah,
minute of it. We've had a great time. Had a
yeah, we
great
have.
time. Uh, we met quite a few people actually. Very smart individuals.
Oh
Bill, you should say
yeah.
hi in there. I see you in there. So far, we only got the one person viewing. Hopefully, we get some other people to come on and check us out. That'd be great. It's going to be a real long live stream. Just wanted to give this a shot because I haven't been at the park lately. So I figured I might as well get some of my friends together and get them in here and interview them, ask them questions and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing today. Uh,
So when do you think you'll be back to the park?
that's a good question. I'm supposed to get my part today for the car. It's the alternator one in it. I'm supposed to get it today, and then I got to wait for my son to open up his garage. He's got a couple vehicles ahead of me to work on, and he's got to get them fixed. As soon as I can get that in there, uh, probably I was going to try and go today, but the wife don't want radios in her car.
Ah,
It's her car, So I gotta, happy wife, happy life. You know, when it comes to ham radio, she don't like ham radio. She lets me do it, and I love her. I love her to death for it. So that's great. She's a good wife. Um, you're into other stuff other than off roading. You're a pilot, right?
I am. Yeah, I'm also a private pilot. Yep. So that's another hobby of mine. That's my second close to first love besides my wife is piloting as well. So yeah, I'm also a pilot.
Well, now that we've mentioned our wives, my wife is a subscriber of the channel. Now you gotta let your wife, tell your wife she's got to subscribe to me
I'll do
and
that.
watch this video, so she'll hear that it goes out over the world that she's very well loved.
She is. Yeah, she is.
Over
I
top of
try to
airplanes.
That's right. I try to let her know that, and hopefully I think she knows that, but yeah, she is. She's my first love, of course. And
I think she does too. You guys have a lot of peanut butter and jelly going on over there.
we do lots of peanut butter and jelly. We keep a good stock of Jiffy, and yep. So yeah.
I'm laughing at Bill. I'm watching him over here on the other screen. He's dying over there. He's loving it. Uh, that's funny. But yeah, we met in the bourbon Discord, the Kilo 5 kilowatts in bourbon, and that's KB. He's a brother from another mother, man. When uh, when he goes on the air, how often have you made contacts with him?
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes it's hard for me to make contacts with KB because he is extremely popular. And so with me only running 20 watts, um, I'm true QRP. So with me being true QRP, it's oftentimes hard for me to get through to him. So I would say I've probably been able to contact him a handful of times. Um, Now outside of actually him being online and me making a contact with him that way, I've talked to him several times through Discord and stuff.
Right.
But probably a handful of times, maybe 4 or 5 times that I've actually made a CQ with him.
That's cool. I've actually been watching his shows. He's had a YouTube channel for quite some time, and I've been following him for quite a while. And I never realized that the channel that I was watching was the original stuff was just the nightlife. His shorts here and there with him going out to the out on the town and hanging out with his friends and stuff like that, and doing little live streams here and there and little shorts and stuff like that. And then I heard him on the radio one time, and I was sitting there, and I was, well, I'm going to try for this guy, and I tried for him, and he told me he had a YouTube channel, and I subscribed. I went to subscribe to him, and I was already subscribed, and I didn't realize that it was him. Um, so I joined his YouTube, and then I was the first person out of the Ham fam to join his YouTube channel, or of his channel, and then I became a member of the Discord, and I was the first person to join his Discord. Now, as anybody that knows kilowatts and bourbon, K5, KAB, KB, they know that he is he does giveaways, and I've won one. My moderator Bill, he's won one. Have you? Uh, I think he needs to do a QRP giveaway. He don't like QRP. He's a QRO guy. But when you're flying, let's get back into the questions for you there. When you're flying up in your plane, um, you got you've got an HF radio in your plane, correct? Am I thinking
Yes,
correctly?
I do. Am I still on with you, man?
No, you are frozen on here on my thing. I see you there, but I
Yeah,
hear you.
I'm frozen as well on my end.
Okay, it might be my end because I did some little stuff over here, and that's okay. Well, Bill, are we frozen to you?
Yes.
The stream's running slow, but can you still hear us on the stream, Bill? Okay, the stream's still being heard, both of us. Okay, thank you, Bill.
Great. We'll just continue.
Okay, yeah, I see it still hear you though. Um, I ain't got a whole bunch of time, but I got to run the wife around. We got probably about another 7 inches of snow again up here, so she don't like driving in the snow. So I gotta run some errands with her and drive nicely because I'll have the wife in the car with me. I don't want to get smacked or nothing while I'm driving. She has a tendency to do that though. But anyways, as you're in your airplane and you're up there in the air, and you said you got a HF radio up in the plane too, correct?
That's right.
And you play radio while you're flying.
Yes. I have. Yeah.
How do you do that? Do you put it on autopilot?
No, it goes through my headset, and I can key up through my. I've got buttons on my yoke, and so I just push a button on my yoke, and I'm able to talk through my headset, and that's how I key up.
Okay. What kind of antenna do you run on there? I think I asked you this before on Discord or whatnot.
So the antenna is interesting because it runs through my tail wing, is how the antenna runs. So there is an outer antenna, but it runs through my tail wing. And I couldn't even tell you what the antenna is. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Now, the radio itself is buried in my dash, and it coincides with my G1000 display system, with my navigation and display system, and my communication system on board the airplane. So it that all works together. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what antenna system is, like what kind it is on the airplane.
Okay.
That was all there when I bought the plane, and I haven't really. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to find that out.
Yeah. That might it'd be good to know because then like if you do get up there and you do some aeronautical mobile stuff, uh, you can let people know what kind of antenna you're running on your plane and what kind of you got the radio part down pretty good. So it'd be nice to know what kind of antenna as well. So yeah, that would be good. But I think we're about at it, man. If you want to go ahead and call it a day, we'll call it a day with this, and we'll do it again sometime. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was great, man. It's definitely enjoyable. I always like getting together, man, and talking with you, and we always have a good time. And if, you ever want me back, just let me know. And we're always chatting every day, obviously. So you ever want me back, just chat with me and let me know, and I'm happy to come back and answer any questions. And uh, let me know, and I'll come back and ask you some questions too, because I'm sure your
Absolutely. Oh
viewers
yeah.
would love to know about you as well, and for you to be interviewed too. So we should do that sometime, man. Definitely. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we could do that. I don't have a problem answering questions. I'll talk about anything. It's fun. I like talking. Uh, that's why I do POTA. Make the contacts. And I do got a lot of people following me in the POTA ranks and stuff like that hunt me quite often. Is there anybody you'd like to plug on the show here while we're here before we call it quits?
I don't think so. I think I've plugged, I think between you and I, we've plugged who we want to plug. I think that's it, man.
Bill, while you're in there, if you could you go ahead and put Drew's YouTube and uh, KB's YouTube and let's see who else. You got the Discord part in there. That's good. And just plug them in there if you would in the chats. We haven't had but two people come in. That was you and somebody else came in. I don't know who it was. They didn't say hi. Okay, that's fine. But anyways, I'll say this on the live stream. Check out Kilowatts and Bourbon, Kilo 5, Kilo Alpha Bravo. He's got a YouTube channel every Monday and Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Central. You can catch him live on the air, and if you're able to, make a contact with him. November 2, Alpha Kilo Juliet as well. Drew, he's actually going to be doing a live stream here shortly, so go ahead and type that into your YouTube lookups and hit the bells on both of them. Share, subscribe, and like. Hopefully this entertains you. But we're going to call it quits for now. We'll catch you again. Thanks for coming in. Hit that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Really would appreciate subscribers. Thank you much. 7 threes. Peace, love, and ham fam. Pota boy out.